Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Monday, February 26, 2018. I am Mark Nemec, and thank you for tuning in to our Texan TV newscast. In campus news, classes are finally back in session. Classes were canceled at noon on Wednesday the 21st throughout Friday the 23rd. Code purples were sent out to students and staff announcing the cancellations. We took to Tarleton students to find their opinion on how the university handled the situation.
I think Tarleton did a good job in handling the situation with the weather and canceling classes, but honestly, personally, it was not good that classes got canceled because it was very unproductive 3 days, and I had a lot of things that I had to do school-wise, and I couldn't do any of them because school was canceled.
I think the university handled it quite well. With all the trees being down, there's the possibility of ice and other limbs falling on all the students, so I believe that they handled it very well and they called the shots like they were supposed to.
In local news, according to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, it has been a rough few days across Erath County after an ice storm hit. The storm knocked out electricity for residents, damaged trees, and interrupted cell and internet services. National Weather Service meteorologist Matt Stalley told the AP on Friday that up to 8 inches of rain fell in some North Texas areas. In the past 3 days, Erath County was one of the hardest hit counties, leaving thousands of residents without power. At 10 a.m. Friday, 4,988 residents were still without power. Some residents in rural areas are still without power as of yesterday. In Texas news, the Associated Press is reporting that a federal team is investigating an explosion at a Dallas home on Sunday that killed a 12-year-old girl and injured 4 of her family members. Ravi Shatir, head of the 3-person National Transportation Safety Board team, said he was in the process of gathering information about the suspected gas leak that caused the explosion. There were 2 other gas leak problems in the neighborhood reported last week where a construction crew had been working on. Saturday, city officials lifted an evacuation order for families in the area. Shatir has yet to find anything regarding the investigation. He says the agency does not rush any investigation and accuracy is more important to them. In national news, at least 2 people are dead due to a strong storm system, including possible tornadoes that tore through the central United States this weekend. According to AP News, a man in northeast Arkansas and a woman in south central Kentucky were killed as high winds, rain, and hail moved through the country. Missouri Governor Eric Grittens signed an executive order Saturday declaring a state of emergency in anticipation for the storm. This order activates the Missouri National Guard and ensures resources will be available if needed. In international news, parents in Nigeria have released a list of the 105 young women they say are still missing, according to the AP News. This being nearly a week after Boko Haram soldiers attacked a northern town in Nigeria. The fate of the girls is yet unknown, though many fear they have been abducted as brides for Boko Haram extremists. While it appears that many students at the school did go into hiding during the attack, Bashir Manzo, leader of the local Parents Association, said those children are now back with their families. Nigeria's president has said all efforts will be used to locate the girls. He said the government will be sending more troops and surveillance aircraft to the area to help the search. For more of today's national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. President Donald Trump says the deadly mass shooting at a Florida high school is the top issue he wants to discuss with the nation's governors. Under pressure to stem gun violence on school grounds, Trump planned to solicit input from the state chief executives during meetings Monday at the White House. Lawmakers are returning to Congress amid the increased pressure from the public to act on gun violence. President Trump has called for raising the minimum age to purchase assault-style weapons and for arming teachers. The Weinstein Company's board of directors says the company is expected to file for bankruptcy protection after last-ditch talks to sell its assets collapsed. Harvey Weinstein, who co-founded the company in 2005, was fired last October after being accused of sexual assault and harassment by dozens of women. North and South Korean athletes have said goodbye to each other with the end of the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang. At Sunday night's closing ceremony, a joint Korea's team marched together. Noreen Nasser, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
In Tarleton sports, the men's basketball team is seeded number 3 going into the Lone Star Conference tournament. According to the Flash today, their first game of the tournament will be against Cameron on this coming Friday in Frisco, Texas. The Texans, seeded at number 5 in the Lone Star Conference tournament, will take on Eastern New Mexico Thursday, also in Frisco. For weather, we go to Cheyenne Johansson for today's forecast.
According to the National Weather Service, today's weather will be sunny, with a high near 66 and a low of 38.
This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apple G Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 weekdays. If you live off campus, tune in to Northland Cable Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannewsservice.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Dooley Azure, Cheyenne Johansson, Kiana McCarty, Joelle Leach, and Caitlin Rivera. Have a wonderful day, Texans.